Welcome to the next video in the Systems Programming video series. In this video, we will be getting into section 11.3 on locality. And so we've talked a little bit about this already. It's the idea that, well, I guess there are two related ideas. So there's temporal and spatial locality. I've already mentioned spatial locality. So spatial locality was that idea that if you're going to access a row within a matrix, that's right, reusing the values in that row is faster, it's better because the whole row, or at least a large chunk of nearby memory, gets loaded into the cache and then runs very quickly. So you want to keep using the stuff that's in the cache before you have to go make another call to main memory, which would be like making a new call to another row of the matrix, because that will then take time to load up the bus and send the new information over to the bus. And so once the information is over there, you want to use as much of it as is already over there as you can. So that's that whole spatial locality idea. Now there's a somewhat similar idea, which is that data on the cache tends to get kicked out the longer it goes unused, right? Because if you have recently used a variable, it tends to go that you are more likely to use that variable soon. Variables which have not been touched for a while have a lower and lower probability of getting touched soon. So those are right things that have not been touched for a while tend to get ejected from the cache as space becomes needed, right? Every time a bus comes over and you've got to kick something out, well, it's often going to be the stuff that has sat around untouched. So that's temporal locality. So we've got temporal locality, all of it making things run faster. And so again, this is demonstrating spatial locality. I'm not sure, does it demonstrate anything we haven't already talked about? No, I think we've pretty much talked about this as much as we need to. Right. I think this basically this gives a metaphor to help you understand all these things as the concept of a book. So I guess here I'm just gonna I hope this corresponds to what they're saying here, but I'm gonna ad-lib a little bit and say, so let's say that there is some particular piece of information that you need to know and it's stored in a book. Well, one thing that you could do is go, to wherever that book is, the library or something like that, open the book, read the one sentence that you need from the book, and now you've got the data. But you go home, you use that piece of information. It turns out that you actually need a lot more information. And by no small coincidence, the other information that you need is again in that same book because it's on the topic that you're interested in. And it's actually even just a few, sentences close to what you were reading. So you want to go back to the library and get that book again and read the sentence that you need now. This going back and forth between your, room and the library is a costly thing in terms of time and whatever. So you'd like to cut that down. Rather than doing that, you could just go to the library and take the book with you home and have it on your desk so that you can continually refer to the book. So this is like loading main memory into your cache, right? That you're bringing a bunch of nearby information close to your processing center, which is a fun way to think about your desk. So how much more do we need to really labor this metaphor? So I think you get it. So I'm not sure. I think we've talked about everything we really need to talk about here. And we are going to skip section 11.4 because the reading instructions don't include it. And I think the only thing left is 11.5. I'll also go ahead and mention now that the next thing that we have to do that really is an active assignment, I think actually depends on a lot of the reading. So in fact, we're going to finish 11.5 in the next video, and then I think we're going on to chapter 13, and I'm going to do the readings first before any assignment because I think they're necessary. It'll be hard to do the assignment without them. So it's going to be a lot more reading in the next several videos.